Hey, what's up guys? It's Texuma talking to you here, and today I think that it's important to analyze the Apple Watch Series 7 and the fact that the Apple Watch Series 7 has come out in 2 to 3 days. We have now a more clear image of what happened on this event and why we didn't get the squared off design. A lot of leakers have now released their conspiracy theories, such as John Prosser or even Max Tech, which is not a leaker but a YouTuber that explains in a very well concised video what happened with the Apple Watch Series 7. And I gotta say to you, I think I believe them, because what happened with the Apple Watch Series 7, and it's pretty strange, and I gotta tell you, I think that the Apple Watch Series 7 hasn't come out yet. I think it will come out next year. I will treat this Apple Watch as more like an Apple Watch Series 6.3. So the Apple Watch Series 6 was a pretty great Apple Watch. Here I have the stainless steel version of my father's Apple Watch, and it's pretty great. I love it. It's pretty comfortable on your wrist. You can just put it on your wrist and tie it up like this. So, I mean, it's pretty comfortable and you can get it right on your wrist. But the Apple Watch Series 7 has been rumored to be squared off, and it's pretty strange that it ended up being even more round. So, before we get into these amazing conspiracy theories that will try to excuse the leakers, roll the intro. The Apple Watch Series 6 has come out last year with the same design of the Apple Watch Series 5, which had the same design of the Apple Watch Series 4, which was a small redesign of the Apple Watch Series 3, which was a small upgrade, not a redesign, of the Apple Watch Series 2, which was a small redesign of the Apple Watch original. So, as you can see here in this image, the differences between all of the Apple Watches has not been in terms of squared off, round, in terms of the case, let's say that. Only difference is that Apple has updated the display. But this year, in 2021, all was going to change. John Prosser, on beginning of May, released CAD leaks and some CAD files about the Apple Watch Series 7 and the fact that it's going to be squared off. And also, Ian Zelbo did some renders to him and released some amazing renders of what could the Apple Watch Series 7 be. And then, in the following months, all of the most reliable leakers on the world confirmed that. Mark Gurman, Min-Chi Kuo, and of course not so reliable leakers too, like DigiTimes and all of the other leakers around. They have confirmed this design for a while, and they've said that 1 month before the event they hit a production problem. So the pieces and the manufactured pieces weren't fitting together. It was impossible to mount this Apple Watch, so Apple had to go to the drawing board. And according to John Prosser or Max Tech, they explained that Apple, when going to the drawing board, they had two options. The option of not releasing the Apple Watch or delaying it for a long time, or scrapping it altogether and making do what they got. So they had already produced the S7 chip, which was a new design of chip, a 2-layer design which enabled the Apple Watch to have an even bigger battery. So they had produced the batteries, the bigger batteries that only fit on the squared off design, the chip that only fit on the squared off design, and they had produced the displays. So by now, what was Apple thinking and what was their decision so that enables them to launch the Apple Watch Series 6 or 7? Sorry, I kept getting mistaken, but I don't think so. I don't think that it's chance. I think that's on purpose. But the Apple Watch Series 7 was supposed to come out on this week, on the 14th of September, together with the iPhone. And it did. But according to these leakers, it didn't. So what we saw was a Frankenstein monster of the Apple Watch Series 6 and what was to be the Apple Watch Series 7. The Apple Watch Series 7 should be squared off like all the leakers have done and released it. So it should be more like the renders of Ian Zelbo, but as you know, Apple hit the production problem and ended up making a Frankenstein monster. They had produced the displays and had produced the chip and batteries. I don't know what they do to the chip and batteries that they had on store. Probably burn them or store them for next year. But the displays, they had no choice. One of the most expensive parts of the Apple Watch was already made. And what better way to save on costs than to join the Apple Watch Series 6, put the bigger display, the 41 and 45 millimeters on that design, try to make it in a way that it works and release it, says that the Apple Watch Series 7. So that's what exactly Apple did. The Apple Watch Series 7 that you know and will probably buy now, it's a Frankenstein between the Apple Watch Series 6 and Apple Watch Series 7, as I told you before. The case comes from the Apple Watch Series 6, but Apple had to make some modifications to this case, so in order to fit a bigger display. They made the display thicker and the case rounder, a little bit more rounder, and the display rounder too. So in order to fit a squared-off display, they had to put a thicker panel between and a bigger gap between the display and the glass. So now we got a more resistant display, as Apple has told us, but the only thing they have done is improve the size of the material between the display. So now we have a bigger layer of protection. But this was the last minute call from Apple, and as you know from Mark Rumors and other leakers, the Apple Watch Series 7 features the same chip as the Apple Watch Series 6. So they use the same S6 chip from the Apple Watch Series 6 and also use the same batteries. To finalize this theory, the Apple Watch Series 7 is no more than an Apple Watch Series 6 with a new display. So if you want to buy an Apple Watch Series 7 because you are thinking it's a huge redesign, it's the design that Apple will use for the next several years, I would take it with caution, because it's probable that Apple will redesign the watch closer than we think. So if they are able to make the squared-off design work this year, I believe that in 2022 we should see the Apple Watch Series 8 with a new design. But if they discover that it's impossible to produce, they will keep up with this design. So we are now on a Russian roulette to discover what will happen to this new mysterious Apple Watch Series 7 design that never came out. We will see another prototype, like, I don't know, because John Prosser only saw parts that he made readiness from. So maybe Apple never mounted an Apple Watch Series 7 and it was impossible to mount on factories, or it was too difficult to produce in a good yield. We are not sure. But the takeaway from this video is the fact that sometimes the leakers are right, but they don't happen, and sometimes mistakes happen or problems happen that you have to correct them at the last minute. So the Apple Watch Series 7, it's a last minute mistake or a last minute, let's say, problem solver. So Apple just put some band-aids on the Apple Watch Series 6 and call it the Apple Watch Series 7, by the way. So if you are owning or do you own Apple Watch Series 6, I don't advise you to upgrade, or even Apple Watch Series 5. If you are using the Apple Watch Series 4, of course, if your battery is shot dead, then of course go for the Apple Watch Series 7. A display upgrade is always nice. It's huge. I love the display. I love the design too. I love the design from the original Apple Watch. So I think that a squared off design wouldn't be even better than this. I think that it would be different, of course, but not better in my opinion. But of course, I will keep my Apple Watch Series 7, 99% of chance. And before I end this video, I want to tell you that I got the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I've ordered it. I will not use it for my next year, but I've ordered it to review. 2 weeks, so expect videos from me, comparisons between the 12 Pro Max and the 13 Pro Max, the 12 Pro and the 13 Pro Max, camera comparisons, battery life comparisons, chip performance, all of that on the next several weeks. It will come out on the 24th and I will receive it on the 24th. So I have pre-ordered it today and I got the 13 Pro Max with the strange blue and 156 gigabytes of storage. So what are your opinions on the Apple Watch Series 7? Do you like it? Do you think that this Frankenstein should be the first design that Apple should have thought, or are you disappointed and very sad that the old design or the new old design now should have been taken and Apple should have just waited, try to solve the problems? Because now what we have is a delay. Apple just said that it's available this fall while they're trying to figure it out how can they mass produce this new Apple Watch Series 7 design. But before you go, of course, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. This was Tech So Much talking to you here. Bye.